Hey guys, John here. So in this video, we're going to be going over how to create a vision board and what a vision board is. And we're going to do an exercise at the end where you're actually going to create one yourself. First of all, I just want to explain why we create a vision board. So obviously, our business is, affiliate marketing. We're getting customers. But what we've got to understand is, again, working for yourself, you need to have ways of keeping yourself motivated and in the zone on a daily basis, moving towards your goals. And part of that is, knowing what your end goal is. Just like any company has a grander vision for the company and where you're headed. In your company, as an entrepreneur working for yourself, you need to have a vision. You need to have that vision of what you're moving towards. And the vision board is one of the best ways to do that. Part of the reason is most people are visual people. So having a visual representation of where you want to be is going to be one of the best tools to actually getting there and reminding yourself of what you're doing this for in the first place. Because again, I've stated this before, success is shaped like a hockey stick. It's going to take some time before you're making that money where you deserve to be. Whether that's $500, a day or a month. $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, or $500,000 a month, you need to have that clear vision of where you're going. So, and this is all about getting your mindset, getting your head in the right place. Because again, the most important key of the biggest difference between the people who are, losers and don't make it happen and the people who really make it as entrepreneurs, it always starts from all of the students I've coached, from all of the people who I've helped create multi-million-dollar businesses, it's begun and ended at their mindset. Your mindset is the most important thing. Your approach to your business and your overall enthusiasm, confidence is a big determinant of whether you actually get there. So just like driving a car, well, here let me show you an example of a vision board first. So here's an example of my friend's vision board, and what you have to understand is just like driving a car, are you going to, if you're going somewhere, are you going to get there if you don't have any destination in mind? Not really. You're never going to reach your destination if you don't have an idea of where your destination is. And what's going to happen is you're always going to be in a constantly reactive state of mind. You're always going to be reacting to influences around you. Whereas with a vision board, if you have a clear idea of where you are headed to, of where you're trying to get to, you're going to end up there. You're going to have a much better likelihood of ending up there than if you didn't have any idea of where you're going. So here's my friend's vision board, which is great vision board, frankly. It's a fantastic vision board. And you'll notice just kind of the vision board includes kind of whether what you want to live, where you want to live, or what you want in your life. In his case, the body he wants, the physique he wants for himself, a person, you want somebody to represent who you want to be. My friend, this is my friend Stefan Pilarimos. He lives in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And he's also a very big Tony Robbins fan, if you can take it. But, these are things, he has some material things, he has physique, he has what he wants, his dream house and his dream penthouse and his dream house to look like. He has some spiritual and travel related items in here. He has some quotes and just some activities he'd like to do. So we'll go in and analyze this more in depth later, but I just want to give you guys an idea of what a vision board is, how it works, and what it looks like, because what we're going to do at the end of this is we're actually going to create your vision board for you, the way, based on what you want in your life, based on what your destination is. And this is going to be an interesting exercise. If you've never, if you've done this before, great on you. But if you haven't done this before, it's going to be, it's going to be really exciting, and I think it's going to really change your life. So it's changed mine. Now, what you'll need for the exercise at the end, and again, you don't need this right now, but you're going to need these, are a board. You're going to need glue or tape or whatever, something to stick things to the board, and you'll need magazines or a printer. So to get those images that you want, you're going to need magazines to cut out of, or a printer, whatever it is that helps you. I just used a printer, and I bought a board and some glue, and the cost of these is like a couple bucks. So it's not very, it doesn't cost a lot. So again, why create a vision board? I think we already discussed why we created it. It's to give us a destination. It's to give us an idea of where we're headed in our business, because part of working for yourself is you need to keep yourself working every day towards that vision. Running an internet business, running an affiliate business, it's completely based on you. It's completely, you are your own boss. So there's some things that shift. Instead of having somebody, leaning over your cubicle every day, kind of yelling at you, you have to have your own vision, your own grander vision of yourself, your own future self kind of leaning over you and saying, hey, do you really need to go to that barbecue, this Friday? Or, hey, do you really need to run that errand during the day for your loved one or whatever, because you're going to need to, to really make it in business, you're going to need to put in some effort to make it happen. So first things first, find things that inspire you so you can focus on them. That's what the vision board is about. So again, we looked at my buddy's vision board, and he's finding all of these things are inspirational right here that he found that will inspire him. And he used inspirational quotes: explore, dream, discover. Now, we'll go over how to find those things. Again, you want to find these things through just Googling online, and I'll give you an example. I'll give you numerous examples of other people's vision boards at the end. But it's got to be inspirational. It's got to be things that you want to work towards. But it's always got to be plausible. It's got to be something that you can believe in. For Stefan, he's my friend is doing. I think he's doing like $80,000 a month. In monthly profit. So he's able to, so when he puts a new Lamborghini on his board, that's within reach for, that is something that can be plausible for him in the future. Now, he invests a lot of his money because, he doesn't put most of his money into fancy toys. But, at the amount of money he's making, this is a plausible dream that he can get at some point in the future. So let's go into how to create your vision board. So one is put yourself at the center, or put somebody that represents yourself, or something that represents yourself. And that's important. You want to, if what you're looking for is, a gregarious, mysterious man who's very suave with women, a very suave bachelor with women, you might want to put George Clooney. Or if you are looking for, or maybe you want to become a billionaire, so maybe you'd put Elon Musk. Or, maybe you want to be a philanthropist, so you'd put somebody like, Oprah. Or, but put somebody who represents that ultimate vision of yourself in the center. So just like Stefan's board has Tony Robbins at the center, you want to put somebody who's going to represent who you want to be. do you want to be a public figure, a motivator, somebody like, an investor like Tony Robbins? Or do you want, what is it you want? Maybe it's your grandfather. Maybe you like your grandfather because he was a family man who provided for his family and created a better future for his kids. Or your father. Whatever represents a better version of yourself, put it at the center. And let that sort of drive you to become more like that person. Now, I'm going to give you some ideas of how you can separate out your content. So, what I did with my vision board is I'm just a big organization freak. So, I kind of put things in different quadrants. There's material things and finances. Again, everybody's going to have a unique vision for what their own future is. Some people don't, most people actually don't care that much about money or material things. I'm not, for me, I'm fairly young, so I want some of these really cool material things, but in general, I don't really care about having, the most extravagant houses or the most extravagant, whatever, insert the, fill in the blanks. That's, I don't want a 200-foot yacht. That doesn't really drive me. That doesn't really, but having a sailboat, just a nice little, sailboat time of, would be nice. That's something I would want. But again, it doesn't need to be grandiose. It needs to be in line with something that you believe you can actually achieve. And something that you would like. If you don't care about having $10 million in the bank, then don't put a $5 million house or a $10 million house. Maybe all you want is a $500,000 house that all your family can hang out at, and 10 acres of land, and that's perfectly acceptable. You create your own vision. Just because people have massive yachts, or just because people have massive boats or super expensive stuff in the media, doesn't mean that needs to be part of your vision. So or maybe it is. So do it what's in line with your own vision. Again, I want to, and I put this disclaimer here. I know this sounds obvious, but not everybody wants millions of dollars or tens of millions of dollars. Some of us just want enough income to live off of so we can spend time with the people that we like, whether that's our friends, whether that's our family, or maybe that's just doing activities like riding your horse, or hanging out at the beach and being able to have the freedom to watch the sunset every night. Or maybe it's just to have the freedom of time where you can travel anywhere around the world with your loved one and spend quality time with them. Or maybe it's just to have time to read, so you don't have a boss or finances to worry about, and you just have time to travel and read books. Whatever that vision is for you, or maybe it's something, whatever it is, just make it in line with what you want. Don't make that vision ridiculous and something you don't think you can achieve. Another quadrant I separated out my vision board into was relationships, because my relationship with my wife and my family and my dogs is very important to me. So, you might want to just, in Stefan's world, he has one picture of, a guy and a girl, but, maybe for you, family is a much bigger component, or maybe it isn't. Maybe you just want to have, maybe you're a bachelor or a bachelorette and you just want to have lots of girls or guys around you at all times. Or maybe you just want to have a lot more pictures of family and family activities in your board. So make sure there's a space for relationships. Maybe you don't have a relationship right now, but you'd like one. Or maybe you'd like to have more friends, and you do a picture of your friends, a big group dinner with lots of friends, and girls and guys, and you're at the head of the table because you're the provider, and you're able, you're excited because you're able to provide for all of these people around you. So make sure to craft relationships into the picture, because that's very important. It's part of our human existence. Another thing I separated out my vision board into is health activities. Health activities are, staying healthy is very important. As you see in Stefan's vision board, he put pictures of his physique here. Look at that. He obviously wants a six-pack, and he's achieved that. But maybe it's about eating healthy. On my vision board, I've images of healthy food. Greens, green foods, and nuts and berries, and health shakes, which is what here's a protein shake I'm drinking right now. So maybe that's a component of your life that you want to be more of a part of your life. Or maybe you are already ridiculously healthy and you don't need that to be part of your vision board. So whatever that is. Another thing could be career. If a job, if owning a company, and if having employees, not just owning your own business, but really having a company and having employees and having people that look up to you, having assistants, having people under you, maybe they're designers or developers or media buyers or copywriters, or just junior people that are on your payroll that you've provided jobs for, that are a part of your tribe. That's great. Put that in there. I'd say career / company. Put an image of an office of however many people you want in your business. This for me. I want to have 50 people in an office that are I want to have HR. I want to have all of these things in my company. My company's not there yet. We have about 20 people, but I want to have a really big office, really nice looking, everybody in one spot. And I want to, have that sort of future where people look up to me, and I have assistants that do things for me, or book travel, and all sorts of jazz. So make that a part of your vision if that's something you truly want. And maybe you don't want that. Again, maybe all you want is, and I'm just giving you ideas here. Maybe you just want to work for yourself, and maybe you just have a laptop and a hammock, or you have a laptop and an internet connection. That's your dream. That's a lot of people's dream. So, make that your vision if it is. For me, I want to have a grand company. I want to have lots of people. I've always looked at myself as, I want to be a provider. I want to have a big family. I want to have a big company, and I want to have lots of people that are involved and working with me. And I'm a very visual and physical person, so I want everybody in one place. So that's becoming more of my vision. In the past, for the last 8 years or however many years, 7 years, I've been doing internet marketing. That hasn't really been a thing for me. I haven't really, having a physical office location with employees has never been something that's interested me. And that's changing. So it's fine if that changes. My vision board in the past is not what it is now. So your vision always changes. So it's always good. You want to regularly update your vision board to reflect what you want right now. And in the past, all I wanted to do, and what I still want to do most of the time, is just travel and just kind of run my business passively and let the money that's coming in every day fuel my adventures for tomorrow. And that's the way I've really kind of set up my life, and that's the way it's happened. That was my vision back in 2009. And what I achieved from my vision back in 2009, I achieved every single part of it. I was influenced by the book The 4-Hour Work Week. When I remember I was in college, and I went to I got very phased with my direction in life, and because I was going to college, but I was never learning. I never learned how to actually do marketing. I never learned how to actually do business, and I felt like I was just wasting time, and I was wasting my life in college, and I just kept going to class each day and not making any progress, and it just killed me. And I saw people around me in life doing big things and becoming successful and creating companies and making lots of money. One of my childhood friends who I coached in track, became a billionaire by the time he was 23, and he was well on his way in 2009. And just I see all those people around me. I surrounded myself from an early age with very motivated people, and seeing all that happen around me made me very determined to become successful, and college wasn't cutting it for me. So I left and I went to Thailand, and I read the book The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. And if you haven't read it, I highly suggest you read it. The 4-Hour Workweek. I'm just writing it down in here so you guys can see. But this was a very influential book for me, and what that did was it taught me it gave me a vision for my life that I actually really cared about. Because when I was in college, the only vision I had for my life was, it's the standard ladder: graduate college, get a corporate job, work that job for 5 years and hope to get a promotion. Hope to get maybe some raises along the way, but get a promotion after 4 or 5 years, and work in that job for another 5 to 10 years, and just work my way up the ladder. And that was a very non-motivating vision for me. Clocking in from 9 to 5 every single day just really it didn't resonate with me at all. In fact, not only did I feel like I was wasting my life in college, but I felt like I was going to waste the rest of my life in a cubicle, in a corporate job where I was clocking in and making other people money. And that vision for my life just absolutely, I was depressed. I was depressed, and I was angry, and I felt lied to. And that's why when I read the 4-Hour Workweek, the vision it gave me for my life is this guy Tim Ferriss. If you haven't read it, he travels. He works 4 hours a week on his internet business, and he travels the world. He makes about $50,000. He was making about $50,000 to $100,000 a month running a business, as an affiliate marketer. And he traveled the world, and he just found new activities that he was interested in. He met new people in every country he went to. He got new experiences. He learned new skills because he was very physical, and he liked learning physical skills. Like, he learned sumo wrestling, oddly enough. He learned how to salsa dance. He did skydiving. He learned how to scuba dive. He learned how to wakeboard. He learned karate. And all these interesting things. And I said, that's what I want to do. I want to do that. And I created this vision for my life that I was going to become an affiliate marketer. I was going to be selling things online and doing online marketing, and, making money and being able to use that to afford traveling around the world. And, I've been able to do that. I've been to over 50 countries in the world. And, I've been to South America, I've been, to Asia, I've been to Europe, I've been to Africa, I've been to, obviously North America is where I live. So I've been to Australia and New Zealand. So I've been able to be and I've been in numerous countries all over these places and spent a lot of time. And that for me was just, that was my dream, and that gave me motivation to, that was a life worth living. I believe in creating a life worth living. And for me, working in a cubicle 9 to 5 every single day was just not a vision I could go along with. And if you watch movies like, I don't know, have you watched Fight Club? Fight Club is it's a movie with Brad Pitt and Edward Norton. And Fight Club, the person, Edward Norton is a insurance agent, and he hates his life. He works in a cubicle every day, and he hates his boss. He hates his job. He hates his life. He has insomnia. He has no friends because he has to travel so much for work, which he doesn't like traveling. And his job wasn't even really helping people. So he was doing a job where he wasn't helping people. He didn't like his job. He didn't like his life. So, and he, you're going to have to watch the movie to see how he got out of it. It's actually kind of a sad story, but it's a really good movie, and it will really kind of explain to you, that sort of dissatisfaction with the current status quo. So, or maybe travel isn't a part of your life. Maybe it's just about fishing, or maybe it's about, maybe for your life it's activities with your family, or maybe you want to go camping more. That's a form of travel. And I also put spiritual in here. So spiritual would be like meditation. If you look at Stefan's board, there's meditation involved here. And, that could be part of what you want. Maybe you want to get more in touch with your creator, your God, whoever that is, whatever religion you are. You want to pursue, maybe being a leader in your Boy Scout troop, or you want to be a leader at your church or temple or synagogue, whatever that is, just put it on the board, create that ultimate vision for yourself, because you're going to inherently work towards it. And I know I keep going on with a lot of ideas, but this is very important. So I want you to create that vision for yourself so you can move towards it. Now, I already said this, separate things out of different sections based on what's important to you. And I'll show you, this is what my vision board includes. I actually don't have it here at my office right now, but these are activities I'm doing with my family. So I have a lot of activities I'm doing with my family, because family is a really important part of what, I want in my future. Excuse me. No, I didn't mean to burp on camera. That's weird, right? Camping. I want to be camping with my family. I want to be, as silly as this sounds, I want to be gardening with my family. I'm not a big gardener, but my wife likes gardening, so I want to be, sitting down and gardening with, my wife and my kids, just kind of all doing stuff together. Traveling to various countries is a big part of, what I like to do, and that includes both alone and with my family, because I like traveling alone sometimes too. I go to, I like seeing really kind of the third, the more dangerous third world aspects of countries. I like going into the slums in Brazil. I went into the slums in Medellin, which is Colombia. And I like seeing how average people live in some of these places where they don't even have internet. And I think I'm very much about seeing how things are done naturally. So that's part of my vision board, is traveling, and it includes pictures of both me with my family and me alone, or me with my future family. It's just my wife and my dog right now. So, also working out at the gym. This is something that I still haven't integrated fully into my life. And working out more is important to me, and getting that ideal body that I really, it's part of me since I'm such a very visually oriented and physically oriented person, having that ideal body is, and that ideal physique is, it sounds very vain, but it's important to me. And it's, I've always believed having a solid physical body is going to make me somebody who's worthy of people looking up to, and it's also going to make me more confident. So again, keep in mind, all of this goes back to making more money and being more confident in our business and in our direction. If we have, if our vision, first of all, this is a roadmap for who we want to become, but if your vision is motivating, you're going to inherently move towards that. And it's going to really do well for leaps and spades in your business. Again, this is part of becoming successful, because the better your vision is, the more motivating your vision is, maybe you can't work out at the gym that much right now because you have to work 9 to 5 and you have to come home to your wife or your kids, your girlfriend or your friends or your roommates or whatever, and you don't have time to work out, or you don't have the money to afford a gym, or whatever that is, and this is going to motivate you to be successful in your business. For me, my vision board also includes material things. It includes cars, boats. I want a Lamborghini. That's a, I know that sounds vain. I actually want, I'll show you the Lamborghini I want. So I actually want the Lamborghini Countach. This is because I'm a big fan of kind of 80s related material, and I think 80s related stuff is just super awesome. And I know this is old, but I think it looks super retro, and it looks super cool, and I can get one in the year I was born. So that may sound, I don't care about going as fast as possible in my car. It's not about being having 1,000 horsepower, but for me, having a really sweet car, maybe giving it a custom paint job and modding it up with some cool doodads would be super cool. I think I love the idea of having a Lamborghini Countach, or however you pronounce it. I don't honestly know, but I think that would be super cool, and I want to have a car in the year I was born. So I would like that. For me, also having a sailboat. I'm very physically oriented. If I could, do the masting, or I don't know how to do it yet, but it's something I want to learn, and it's something I haven't. I know it's going to take a lot of time and effort to learn, and I'm going to have to hire experts and whatnot. But it just hasn't been something that I've been able to commit to, but I will be able to do sometime later this year. Because it's going to be a big time investment. Also, I put images of my ideal house on my board. Just something that would motivate me. What I'm looking for is, I'm looking for a multi-story house on the beach, with great big glass windows, and, I would like to be able to hear the ocean at night, coming in. So I don't want them soundproofed, but I want to be able to hear the waves constantly, during the day or the night. And I want it to be on a secluded beach. I want it to be, I want it to have land around it so that, I don't have, I'm not just kind of barged in like they are in Malibu, where each house is next to the other. And just have a big bed so I can my dream would be to actually awake with the sunrise, so that the sun literally, my bed is facing the ocean, and the sun literally comes up each day, and that is my alarm clock. And I think that would be awesome, and to have some little kind of land and maybe jungle area or what have you around the house where we can have some animals and some attendants to cater to the animals, and a chef and stuff like that. These are all parts of my ideal house. And keep in mind, my ideal visions, it includes having people that are there to around my house, servants or whatever you want to call them, people to take care of my kids if I want to go traveling and my wife needs help, or people to cook my meals. And these are all things that I want in my life, and it's not that expensive to have a chef. It's actually very cheap, and especially depending on what country you want to live in. But these are all things that are a part of my vision, and these are things I work towards. Also, on my vision board, I have healthy food I am eating. Just as I said, a lot of greens, a lot of nuts, and vegetables. I'm not a big fan of fruits. And then also just my overall business environment. I want to be an investor in companies. I don't want to run the day-to-day business because I don't want to be constantly hounded with emails, but I want to be more of an investor, more of a father figure in my business, where I can come in and check to make sure everything's going all right, and make sure that I look at weekly or monthly financial statements and see if all the numbers are lining up, and if the business is making money. And maybe I'll come into and we have 50 people in the office, and my responsibilities include making sure everything's running, and if something needs to be done, maybe I would come in and do some strategic marketing. I'd set up some new marketing, or I'd make a few phone calls and hire a key person to help grow the company or division of the company, or come in and clean house, clean up the expenses, or help get some big new clients, or whatever that is. I want my company just kind of running, if I need to raise more investment for the company or whatever that is. I'd rather be more of a figurehead of the company rather than actually running the day-to-day. And I'd love to have a lot of employees as well, and I think that would be a really cool environment. And these are all parts of my vision. So let's look at some more examples to help you create your own vision, because what I'm going to have you do at the end is, again, I want you to get everything you need to create your own vision board so it's very successful, so you become successful. So I already showed you Stefan's, and we already talked about how he separated out his, this is his house, this is his ideal penthouse. He also wants a house in Southern California. He has the material things. He has Paris. He wants to travel to Paris. Ideal physique. He wants a dog or 2 dogs. He wants a jet ski, a boat. He wants to travel to Greece. He wants to travel to Italy. He wants to travel to Brazil. He wants to go scuba diving. I can't see this picture, but we see Lamborghinis. We see meditation, working out, and Bora Bora, which is where Tony's resort is, and just kind of quality time with his girl. And so we kind of see what's in his vision. So here's Oprah's vision board example, and what we see in Oprah's vision board examples. So maybe she's more of a Oprah might be more of, I think, her modality, and I'm not going to get too deep into neurolinguistic programming, but everybody has a different modality that they react to. Some people are more physical. Some people respond to things more if if they can touch it and if they can feel it, and some people all react more to visual things, like images. Some people react more to kind of language and sound. So Oprah probably reacts, she started with radio, so she's probably more of an auditory person, where she reacts to more language and, faith, inspire, leader. And what we do when we read language is usually we say it in our minds silently. So this could be part of, maybe she's more of an auditory person. That's just kind of an intuition I get from her. And some people, I'm trying to think of the other, I think those are the main modalities right there. So financial freedom, a healthy body, giving back, faith, my life, blessing others, God makes all things possible. Relationships, feed your mind. Excuse me, your life is waiting. Multiple streams of income. So these are all interesting things. The law of attraction, the book right there. So this is a good vision board. And look, family. So it has a house and family. Here's another person's vision board. We see it says empowerment, experience. And what does it say? Fear means go. That's a good one. Fear means go. So whenever you're fearful of something, you say go. We see some boats here. We see this looks like Rome. This looks like Switzerland right here, Spain. We see flowers and healthy eating. So maybe these are all components of this person's life. Wine for 2. Here's another person's vision board. They put, I don't know what these numbers mean, but 125 a lot of times. 13.1, that's a half marathon. The person obviously wants to run a half marathon. Total commitment, Project 365, geek, digital cameras, some film, so have fun with it, make it creative. This person, this looks like a section for money. This looks like a section for it says me, this is friends. This is a project, this is their blog, so they want to have artful, creative blogging. That's good. They're trying to create an internet business, it looks like, as well. follow your heart. You can follow your heart, follow your dream. You can do anything. That, excuse me. That's really good. So, this is another good vision board, and she has a picture of, maybe who she is or who she wants to be at the center, and she has her family right there with her. So that's a good vision board. And these are all good vision boards, So this person has a lot of quotes, and a lot of text on here, empowering women for the greater good and motivational speaking. And again, you can use a picture of yourself in the, in the center, or you can use a picture of somebody who motivates you in the center. Ultimately, you want to, it's whatever resonates the most with you. Make me rich, strength, stability, your business, grow, lead, succeed, etc. So this is just very kind of more of a motivational board. But, these are, the top 100 Latino entrepreneurs. That's great. So she's Latino, obviously, and she wants to be, known as one of the top Latino or Latina entrepreneurs. It's good. Latinas in business. Here's another vision board. So again, lots of text. There's a big and beautiful woman. Very sexy. Less stress. This person's creating a business. Ladies who launch businesses. This is more about this person's kind of body. So that's something that you might want to put in there. It's like feeling comfortable in your own body. Look at me, style, a passion for the work. Maybe if your body or something, that's a problem in, your life, or that's something that is affecting who you are, where you want to be, that could be something you put on your board, like this person. Connections build relationships, relationships build businesses. So this is all stuff that's motivating this person. XL Uminous. So, she's, something big and beautiful. I'm getting a very kind of, very, she wants to be more confident about, her size, and I think that's good. Here's another one. This person, I think they probably use themselves at the center of the board, and this is a pretty cool board. Good food, good wine, family, happy, healthy eating, sanctuary, exotic travel, Italy. They want to go to Italy. They have the school paid for, meditation, nature. So what is that vision for you? Find things that inspire you. This person wants to be a dancer. Look at that. That's funny. Guiltily eating. They want to be fit and at a point where they can just kind of guiltily eat some ice cream. That's great. Look at that. Lost in bliss in a field. Wow. An old Mustang. I love Mustangs. This is their dream car. Pony interior, newly restored to original condition, red Mustang. That's great. And they want a minivan. So I'm guessing maybe there's some kids involved. Who knows? Cruise control, heated seats, leather interior, hybrid minivan. Bose sound system. That's great. So these are very inspirational things to this person. And I would encourage you, if it's cars that inspire, put those on. For me, I wanted, for me it's about, my house, my property. Having my property, having animals, having people around me in my company, having a lot of money, obviously, which is something I've already achieved to a degree. But obviously, I want more. I want a little more extravagant, not too much more. But it's for me, it's about travel, and I'm doing one of my things is I'm helping out at a Tony Robbins event next. In a few weeks, actually. So I'm excited about that. I'm doing more contribution-oriented activities, and maybe that's something for you. Maybe it's just money. Maybe you just want crazy amounts of money. I don't know. Whatever it is but keep in mind, money is not motivational. It's what money brings us that's motivational. So again, you want to kind of stay away from putting stacks of money in your image. You want to do some. What is it that money's gonna buy you? That's gonna get you to where people don't want money. People want the cars, or people don't want money. They want the feeling of financial security. People don't want money. People want maybe a house that is paid for. People don't want money. People want ultimately people want the result, a good education or whatever that is. People want the result, not money. So make sure, in your vision board, you kind of veer towards things that are going to, the result. Here's another vision board. Here's a woman hula hooping. An image of Oprah. And this is them learning or flying or with a loved one, in a passionate relationship. This is a woman entrepreneur or whatever that is. So peace. So whatever it is that strikes the chord for you. Oh, here's Warren Buffett, Albert Einstein. So whatever it is that inspires you, go out and do it. So your exercise for today or after this video is create your own vision board and send me a picture somehow. I'd love to see a picture somehow, whether you post it, if there's a Facebook group, or if there's somewhere to post the picture, post it. I want to see it. I love looking at people's vision boards, and I think it's fantastic. And it's it's not only going to inspire yourself by going through this exercise, but it's going to inspire others. So I hope you guys got a lot out of this. I'm really looking forward to seeing your vision boards and seeing what you came up with. I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to put it somewhere of my vision board so you can see mine. And yeah, hope you guys got something out of this. Let me know.